gearbox is mounted up. No, it's not mounted up, it's mounted to the engine. Proving not difficult, but just testing me. Currently sat as on a spanner mount. I need to cut the front of the gearbox tunnel to allow for some more clearance. I'm not sure if I want to cut the rest of it out without adding any sort of bracing. I mean, bracing's probably a bit overkill, but I'm going to do it anyway. The gearbox, this side where the knob sits, needs to be about 3 inches higher to be where it needs to be, which is okay because I want to run the exhaust underneath it in the prop tunnel, because there's no room for it underneath once I chop these chassis legs. But apart from that, I guess it's going alright. I just can't be bothered. Right, now that the gearbox is mounted in, not mounted in, but it's where it needs to be, I've realised I'm not happy with the engine mounts. They need to be a bit further back. So I'm going to redo them. But I'm just going to cut the old plates off, which I got from eBay, and I'm just going to make my own. And it should be a bit better, and I'll make them adjustable as well, like overwhelp the holes in them. So that'll probably take me the rest of the night, but I'm not gonna record it because everything takes twice as long as when I record it. But I'll show you the end result. I'm ill. I've got a migraine. I'm gonna go home. Yo, what's up, guys? It's been a while. Mainly because I've been building engine looms. There's not much. There's not really any way to make that exciting. I'm really busy with work, so I've not really had any daylight hours to work on this, and so because I work nights, I come to the workshop and then I go to work afterwards. So I can't really get grubby and stuff. So today's the day that the gearbox mount gets put on. Haven't really got much to update apart from the engine loom's finished, and I've taken the gearbox tunnel out of the Mx5 to work with putting it in here potentially. We'll see what happens, but yeah. So I'm gonna jack the car up, get it somewhat level, then level the engine up. So we've got a new roof for the comma, so that's going to motivate me to get bits done. That's how high the gearbox is going to sit in the car, which is a lot higher than the standard one, but I think that's going to be a lot more comfortable. They'll just sit high as they are, but the prop shaft level is actually higher than the existing tunnel. Now I think that's brilliant, because that means I can put the exhaust underneath the prop shaft and not have any issues with clearance of the exhaust like we had before, so that's good. So, got 2 mounting points here, and we've also got the 2 there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cross member, and I've ordered a Suzuki Jimny gearbox, but it's a lot smaller than I thought, but it still do the job, which can bolt straight to the cross member, and then we can mount something up here to make maybe some more box section or a steel tube or something like that to mount to the gearbox bolts, the gearbox studs. So yeah, that's the plan. This is actually my favourite thing to do in the world, just making something from scratch. And yeah, let's do it. I'm really pleased with that. I think that went really well. So yeah, the gearbox mount is done. The gearbox is being held up by its own power. Next thing to do, refit the engine mounts, make a few adjustments. Hopefully, she be grand. Right, that mount is now welded on. Taken the pressure off, taking the chain off. It's now holding itself up, and it's bang on. What was happening last time is obviously as the engine mount was going under its own weight, it was moving quite a bit, but I've managed to work out how to do that, so that's all good now. Right, so if I do it properly, then the bubble, the right edge of the bubble should line up with that line I've sharpied. If my calculations are correct, once I take the tension off, bang on. Right, the engine is exactly where it needs to be now, if it would focus, so I'm really happy with that. It's no longer under tension, it's holding itself up, and we're winning. What a sight, eh? What a sight. And so next on the list is to put the gearbox tunnel from the Mx5 in, just to see if I can make it work, because it will save me many hours and a lot of metal and a lot of money if I can just put the Mx5 gearbox tunnel or part of it in. On the weekend I'm going to order a 421 manifold, because that's an important part of this, because I need to make sure I can get it to fit around the steering rack and in the gearbox tunnel. It needs to be in the gearbox tunnel, it can't be any lower than anything else. It can't go under the car, there's not enough room. So yeah, that's the next thing to do. And then we've got to work out if I can have the exhaust running along the side of the gearbox tunnel and still have enough room inside for me to be comfortable and use my throttle pedal fine. So yeah.